Hey, welcome to Slow Builds. I think we've been taught that if something feels easy, it doesn't count. And then if you use help, it just means you're cheating. I don't think that's true anymore. I cheat all the time. Not on standards or quality, never on my wife, and definitely never on taxes. Only on things that cause friction, things that slow me down, and almost always on the boring stuff, because nobody wants to do that. One place I cheat quite a bit, intentionally and unintentionally in a lot of ways, would be fitness and nutrition. Um, it's done in a way to keep me motivated, to not burn me out, not to make it feel like a burden all the time. So one example would be like if you go to the gym, you're going to do your 3 sets of press, and you want to hit 10 to 12 reps per thing, per set, but you know, you hit 8, you feel like, "All right, I'm done." You get to that last rep, and it's like, I just don't want to do it. You know what? You're there. That's the big win right there. The fact you showed up, you're there, and you had a goal. You might not have hit it, but that's fine. Another one where is the treadmill. I run on the treadmill a lot, and I run outdoors a lot. But I find that the treadmill and the Apple Watch don't line up all the time. So it feels like there's kind of a cheat where I can run a little faster, go a little longer when I'm indoors on the treadmill if I only go off the watch. And I'm fine with that. Because then when I go outdoors, what happens is it is GPS. It is true. There's no lying on that one. And when I see that my numbers outdoors are not hitting the same as the treadmill, I feel like, what's wrong? Like, I'm faster than this, so I speed up and I do my best to hit those numbers. So it's sort of like a little bit of a uh, motivational cheat code in that sense. And same with like calorie counting. Like, I've always counted my well, I haven't always. I used to make fun of people that did it, but calories in, calories out. That's it. You don't really need to work out. If you don't care about having a muscular body, you just want to lose weight, it's just about counting your calories. Like, don't eat those bag of chips or that double scoop of ice cream. Eat a salad without extra dressing and extra cheese. But have the healthy options. Have your chicken breast with with rice and some broccoli, and you're good to go. Sauce is what kills you. But anyway, what I mean is like you track it, and I work out quite a bit, so and I've been counting my calories, so I know what everything kind of is. But I also know that not everything is tracked for what I burn. So like if you do take the stairs instead of taking the elevator, instead of using the bathroom upstairs, you use the one downstairs. So you got to take extra steps. You go out and you shovel rather than just let the plow come by and do it. You go out and you do a little bit of it at the same time. You know, and I find what happens in that situation is I'm allowed to have that croissant. I can have that polar bear ice cream because I know that sure on paper it looks like I didn't burn as many as I'm taking in, but there's a little bit of a cheat there, and I reward myself with that, and I don't fret about it really because I've been through it and I know it. Another place that cheating really comes into play and makes life easier in a way too is special moments like so for gifts and stuff like that, especially Christmas, Valentine's, anniversaries, photo books. We all have millions of photos. We all use our phone. Even in the past, with the digital cameras came out, everything is photographed and everything is backed up in the cloud and everything is tagged. So instead of me wasting time trying to figure out the perfect gift that I think's the perfect gift, like a blender, a new earrings, whatever it may be, throw together a photo album. Pick a year. If you went on a trip that year, usually that's what I do. I'll take all the pictures from the trip and I'll make a specific like Bahamas book or New York trip book or anything like that that just kind of brings it all back and floods the memories. And in the end, people like those gifts the most. They're simple, but they're more meaningful. And when we have so many pictures, I just print them all, to be honest with you. And another hack I do with that is I use Instagram. So when we do go on a trip or something, I post everything to Instagram, and then that becomes sort of my photo album that I can go off of, plus all the other ones. So we usually have boxes and envelopes full of pictures just sitting around. So any other day, it gives us extra something to do to go look at those pictures. Another one is handmade cards. I know like that feels like to the person making it, it looks like cheap. It's a school grade, teacher made you do it to make handmade Valentines or handmade Christmas cards. But to be honest, again, people love those the most. And this is kind of where AI fits into the picture and where we start moving into useful places we can use AI. And so one example would be 2 years ago was our 25th anniversary. And we, as kids, we called ourselves Pooh and Roo. We picked the worst Winnie the Pooh characters, I suppose, because they're never together in very much. Um, so it's not easy for me to find anything, but it's such a strong part of our history, and 25 years is a big one. So this is where I used AI for that purpose. I gave it a prompt. I said, how would Roo ask Pooh, and what would Pooh say when asked how long 25 years is? Boom. It came out with the perfect, just like it came out of Pooh's mouth and I was reading it in the book or watching it on the cartoon. I was like, this is amazing. Then you're like, well, I need an image for this because this is too good, and you can't find an image. Unless there's a group, you're never going to find the two of them together. So I was like, can you draw me an image of Roo and Pooh in the 100-acre wood watching the sunset? Awesome. And then you use Canva on Staples, you throw it together, and you go up in less than 24 hours, you got yourself a printed card. You made it yourself, you tweaked it, but you did use AI. So it's a cheat, but it's the best kind of cheat in my mind, because those are the ones that stick around for a long time. Those are the ones that are cherished a little bit more than just going down to Shoppers or the grocery store and or Hallmark and just picking up something that someone else did. Sure, AI wrote the text and everything for me, but it was my inspiration. It was our history. I picked what went there. I was able to create it myself. So it's pretty good like that. And that's the way I like it. And then and we've moved into AI at this point. And I've done examples before already where I use AI on a daily basis, but it's sort of like a cheat too. So, like I said, like before I send text, a lot of times if I feel emotional or I'm being responsive to something, emails, text, or even like confronting someone, um, I'll pop it into AI. I'll give it context about the situation, unless it already knows about it, which a lot of times it does because I keep a lot of chats running. And I'll say, this is the latest, this is what just came back, and this is what I'm thinking about responding with. This is what I'm thinking about saying. And it'll let me slow down again and it'll reframe it. Most times it's pretty spot on. Or it'll ask me, do you want to be confrontive? Do you want to be happy? Do you want to resolve this or make it worse? Or what is your end goal here? And it'll help me revisit so it helps me not put myself in a bad situation. So it's cheating where it's kind of telling me what to do based off my current feelings, and then it gives me nudges into the right direction. And then another place is recipes. I'm not sure if I mentioned that all already, but I use AI for recipes all the time. I don't like going to the grocery store. I don't like having to go through my the recipe list, like what ingredients are required, and then like making sure I have them all. And sometimes things are pretty expensive, and you only need them one off, like mir. Like if I'm making ugani sauce or something, like there's got to be a substitution, and usually there is. White wine and sugar, condense it down. So I use it a lot for substitutions. I have this, I want to make this, like what goes together? What can I call it? What kind of sauce goes on it? What's good for quick little dressing salads? So recipes, I use it quite a bit. It helps me get through seems to be a little bit of yelling. So if I can hear them, they can hear me. And we both know I feel uncomfortable when that happens. But we're going to try to push through it. I've done enough of these now that I don't feel too out of sync. So again, AI helps me with recipes all the time. I even started doing where it tags them. And there's an ongoing project called Food in my ChatGPT now. And it helps condense them, put them together. It knows what we like. So it gives me ideas quick, which is really good. And then I can even throw in like, I have this into the project. What can you make? What can I make like from the recipes we have? And there's another one like I mentioned before, like, and I'm gonna do a deep dive video probably in the next three. How basically this channel AI is making it. It was AI's idea. It comes up with all the scripts, helps me with the thumbnails, descriptions, comments. I have a website that goes off of this that AI does all of it for me. Um, Now I say that, but like I've learned that the scripts don't work the best because I feel like a robot, and I sort of still feel like a robot. But I find that I get it to give me a script, and then I ad lib off of that. I let it be a little more me. So I'm gonna do a deeper video on that. But AI basically comes up with the script ideas, the ordering of them, the thumbnails, descriptions, like I said. All that's kind of handled with AI. So it takes a lot of pressure off. And I don't know if you noticed, but if I can get AI to learn how to edit videos, which I'm sure it can, I haven't looked into it. Um, I don't edit these, which is kind of sad because I'm pretty bad at it. But when we go deeper on cheating, um, one thing that I notice I do a lot, like I said, like I'll never cheat on my wife, but I will cheat on ChatGPT, and I'll cheat on ChatGPT with Grok, or I'll cheat on it with Claude. And the reason for that is because I find one off like recent events, I find Grok has the best results because it has the ability with X and everything. Like it seems to have more of a up to date, present, social, what's going on in the world, and it has more access to that. I find ChatGPT is getting a little bit more of it, and I can rely on it more, but it's more. And the reason that comes up is because my wife uses Facebook a lot, and her news, because we're in Canada, is only what other people post. So it's limited to what her friend groups or the group she's part of post. So it's their opinions. So I'm always asked a lot from her, like, what's this? Why is this? So yeah, I can use ChatGPT, and if it's a past policy or law or something that happened a little while ago, it usually shows up. But for the most part, I go to Gronk for that one. It's way more up to date. And another friend told me use Grok for promo codes. So people are posting them all the time. Like if you sign up for a website or buy something, you want a discount, go there first. I'm buying here. Is there any codes? And most people post on X and stuff, so it's pretty quick to find those. And like I said, like ChatGPT, I use for everything really. Um, I use Claude for code, documents, uh, mostly code really. Uh, big stuff that I know is going to require a lot of processing and thought and deeper dives. But I'll use ChatGPT to give me the prompts to give Claude. That's the beauty of it. Um, so that's a way I cheat there. Um, and then the other way I cheat, again, it's with code because I'm a developer, but like if I'm in a piece of code and I need to check if object is coming in and it has a variable called name, and but is name going to be, is it going to be there? Is it going to be empty? Is it a nil? Is it blank? Whatever. Instead of me having to always remember that and do it over and over again, like I'll just tell Copilot, like do this. And that's a simple one. So Codex, Copilot, maybe with Sonnet, works perfectly. But then, sure, that's me being lazy and letting it do it for me, which is cheating in a way. But it's code we all know, let's be honest. So I'm not breaking, I'm just helping me do it faster. And then on top of that, what I'll do then is a lot of times it's like, well, this is becoming pretty useful. And I'll say, well, we can make a method. and that way I can reuse it. But then it's like, well, maybe we already have something that exists throughout the system because our system's been around for quite a while. So it's not, there's a lot of pieces that we don't always tie together, but using Claude and how it's tied into our code, I'm able to then go find, does this method exist already? Is there one that's similar to it? And Claude helps me do that because I'm not going to be able to find the exact one. I'm not always going to know how to call it or where it's called from. And then if I do find it, then maybe it doesn't do everything I need, but then Claude is able to help me make sure that I can update it and I can use it and not break anything else. Now, all that happens super fast. Tests are created, and now we have a brand new method that is very robust that everybody can use. So, sure, I cheated. I got AI to do it, but it was my idea. It was me that knew I had to do something. I knew I wanted to reuse it, and then I knew we might have something. And then if we did have something, maybe we need to make it better so that everyone else benefits from it. So I find that helps a lot. And then again, I just said AI is cheating there because AI writes a test for me. I don't like writing tests anymore. I do enjoy writing tests. They just become cumbersome a lot of times. And for me, it's cumbersome because I'm in integration. So I have to do a lot of stubs and mocking between different systems. So AI helps me with that. And I love running them. I love seeing them pass. And I love having them in there. I've never been against them whatsoever. So to me, that's not cheating because I do like it. I do run them. I do make sure everything passes. And then on top of that, like I use AI, I cheat because I don't even know we use Jira at work for our features, production changes, bugs, whatever. I don't know the last time I wrote one. We have Claude at work. It's plugged in. It has connectors to our Confluence, connectors to our Jira, connectors to our code, connectors to our Slack. And I have ongoing projects that have documents that tell it exactly what to do. And it writes better Jiras than I do. And that used to be one of my absolute things I hated the most. Like I love writing documents when they're done. I don't like the start, the nitpicky, but using Claude to do it for me allows me to put my thoughts in jot note form, get it out all messy, and cheating then allows me to get Claude to build it in a constructive way that people, architects, the design, the product managers, they get to look at it from a full point of view, not just from my messy brain. And then we can have conversations about it, approve it, disapprove it, change it, whatever. I'm doing 3 right now. I haven't even opened Jira and they're already created. There's already been conversations back and forth about them. So that helps me, again, focus on the work. Feels like cheating because it's doing it for me. Another big one that I'm doing right now, and I'm very happy about it. And if it works really good, I hope I can bring it over to our work. So personally, I hope I have OpenClaw on a machine, and I wanted to see what it can really do for me for that cheating aspect, to make it look like I'm working nonstop, but really I'm not. So I got it to build agents, and it has an agents for documents, agents for test, agents for get, agents for doing the work, agents for updating the to-dos, agents for everything, and it works. So what happens is I get to run my agents 3 or 4 times a day on a cron job, so I don't care about it. I get Telegram messages, I get emails with updates on what's been done, how far along it is, what feature we're currently working on, is there any blockers, like anything I need to review. And the only thing I have to do is work on the features. So, and even then, all I do is do a prompt. I go into Codex or Claude and I do a prompt, say, hey, this is what I'm thinking, this is a new feature I want. And we go back and forth about, does it fit into the project? How far a priority should it be compared to the other ones? And then it'll create the documents for me, and it'll create the specs for me. But then I'll say, okay, well, we need to break this down into sprints, and it'll break the sprints down for me, and it'll have all the to-dos, and now my agents are running. And once they finish one feature, yes, I need to go to approve the code, make sure the tests run, before I push it to production. But it already knows its next feature. The to-dos are ready. It moves to that feature. It starts working on it till it's done, or until there's a problem that I need to step in. I got a thing that's running code all for me. That's the ultimate cheat. And I'm very excited to hope that it works and to put it at a higher level so it works on all my projects. Right now, I'm just testing it on one, and so far, I'm very proud of it. So, I guess in the end, what I'm saying is, yes, I cheat, and cheating's okay. And using AI to cheat is really good, as long as it's not illegal, it's not going to break up a relationship, it's not going to make you feel bad. You're just trying to get ahead. Like, I wouldn't use it. One thing I'll talk about later is in upcoming videos. I really want to write a book. I have a lot of ideas. I've started writing it, and I don't want AI to write it for me. I want it to guide me, but I don't want it to write it for me, because that would be cheating in my mind. Unless I just wanted to write like an ebook that was fully written by AI with my inputs. That's different. You can do it that way, but I want to make an authentic book. So I don't want to outsource the thinking part of the process or anything needs to be done. I just want to outsource the busy work. I don't want to. I want to remove the repetition of things you got to do over and over again. Okay, redo the to-do list, or recheck the recipes to see what I need to go buy, update the lists, just whatever. Like, just stuff that you just don't want to do. That is boring. It's friction. It makes you, it adds a burden to what you're trying to do. And I just want to remove all that. I don't want to lower the standards or the quality of the work or the product or the meal or the gift or whatever I'm going to give. I just want to lower the unnecessary effort that goes into doing it. So if something saves me time, helps me stay consistent, and lets me focus on what actually matters, I'm okay with that. To me, that's not cheating. That's just being smarter. I'm not trying to win by cutting corners. I'm just trying to stay in this game long enough to compound. And I really believe that if AI is used properly and people understand how to use it, it can be an amazing tool to help you cheat on all the things, to help you do better, get better, and even like, I believe you can use AI like with Google and the LLM Node, I think it is, the way it can teach you stuff. You can make yourself smarter. Like, they're telling you how IQs of people have gone down to ChatGPT and how they're just doing that. They said the same thing with Google, but there's always a transition period, I believe. And sure, some people are just being lazy about it, but I think there are enough people out there that are really, really trying to learn. I hope they are. I hope I'm trying to learn, and I feel far behind. And I want to use it for everything, as long as it doesn't do it for me. Does that make sense? I still want it to be personalized. I want it to be me, but I just don't want to have to do the deep down stuff that takes all the time, makes me take longer to push something to production or get it out in front of other eyes. So thanks for sticking around, and hopefully you enjoy this video.